We have looked at the vast, overarching principles of existence. Now the inquiry turns inward, moving from the macrocosm of the universe to the immediate, intimate space of our own consciousness. We meet a student tired of surface-level explanations, looking past the body's mechanics, searching for the supreme commander of their life forces. They ask a highly specific set of questions. By whose will does the mind alight upon its objects? Commanded by whom does the breath proceed to function, and speech articulate its words? The mind, senses, and breath are described as instruments rather than independent actors. They are tools being directed by an unseen power. The entire mystery of the Kena Upanishad is framed around this search. They are looking for the director hiding behind our very ability to look. To understand why this search is so difficult, consider the physical eye. It can observe the shapes, colors, and movements of the entire world. But by its very design, it is physically impossible for the eye to turn around and see itself. The same mechanical limit applies to the intellect and to speech. A word cannot describe the force that enables you to speak it. A thought cannot turn back and think the source that generated it. Our instruments of knowledge are built to look outward at objects. This creates an inherent blind spot. They are entirely incapable of observing the core subject that operates them. The teacher responds by identifying this reality as the ear of the ear and mind of the mind. This introduces a strict paradox. Because this underlying reality is the faculty of perception itself, it cannot be perceived as a distinct thing. This conversation marks a transition in priorities. Inquiry moves from external rituals to an investigation into the nature of the observer. We are used to accumulating facts and holding them as objects in our mind, but this teaching demands a different process. It asks us to realize the underlying ground of being that makes gathering facts possible. The teacher's riddle is a deliberate technique. It is designed to exhaust the intellect, breaking our lifelong habit of turning the infinite subject into a finite object of study. Centuries later, Adi Shankaracharya would provide a rigorous logical framework to explain exactly how these ancient riddles function. Drawing on the Kena Upanishad, he elaborates on the concept of the internal ruler. This is the presence that inhabits the eye and controls the eye from within, but which the eye itself does not know. Shankaracharya clearly defines the divide between subject and object. The observer is the light source. It illuminates everything else, but it can never be placed in front of the lens of its own awareness. This brings us to an ultimate epistemological wall. As the text asks, by what means can one perceive the perceiver? Any attempt to grasp the truth with the intellect is a category error. The mind is a downstream effect, and an effect cannot expand to contain its own cause. Hitting this intellectual limit marks the threshold for a different kind of knowledge. The Kena Upanishad suggests that logic alone cannot reach this truth. Instead, the realization arrives when the mind becomes still and pure. It is like the ancient analogy of the banyan fruit. When you cut open its tiny seed, the eye sees nothing. Yet from that imperceptible essence, a massive tree unfolds. Spiritual realization, then, is a state of falling back. It is resting in the awareness that is already present the moment the noise of the mind finally subsides. The Kena Upanishad emphasizes that Brahman is not an object of thought. Instead, Brahman is the power that enables thought to occur. The inquiry shifts the focus from the objects of sight to the light that enables sight. Every object is then perceived through its relationship to that source. It is a subtlety so profound that it evades even the highest forces of the cosmos. As we will see next, even the most powerful entities struggle to recognize a truth this quiet. Which brings us to the teacher's final, paradoxical instruction. He who thinks he knows it not. He who knows he knows it not, knows it.